Welcome to The Good Side, a half hour of uplifting stories that will leave you feeling inspired. They're told by a team of passionate journalists from local newsrooms all across the country.
So I love all my grand dogs.
And it's that love that gets this woman going every day. Her dedication to dogs opened the door to a new calling and helped her heal from a deep loss. And a talented painter's art truly speaks for him.
I'm so proud of him. I was told to put him in a home, that's all. He would never be more than a vegetable. And you fight.
Plus, at this outdoor market, you'll find some standard items, cookies, fresh bread, and crafts. The management, though, is what makes it stand out. This shopping experience is run entirely by kids. The Good Side starts right now. Hey there, I'm Deborah Alfarone. A talented painter in Maryland is making waves with his work. It speaks volumes. He can't communicate through speech because of a rare genetic disorder, but through art, he's sharing his voice with the world. It's a Friday night in Washington, D.C.
I think that you can really see his emotion coming out.
Inside this gallery, an artist's first ever exhibit opens.
It's beautiful, it flows.
The crowd takes in the abstract paintings, bright colors, and the story behind them. It's the first time anyone, anywhere, is hearing from Charles Lenny Lunn.
I think I'm so proud of him. And this has been a journey. At 10 months, I was told to put him in a home, that's all. He would never be more than a vegetable. And you fight and you struggle because this system tells you they're not going to be anything. And in fact, they're in there.
Lori Peters-Lotier says her son Charles was born with a rare genetic disorder. It's linked with autism and apraxia, leaving the 34-year-old unable to speak nor plan and execute his movements.
And it's not an intellectual disability. It's actually a mind-body dysfunction, and their brain is not sending the synapses to their body, so he doesn't know where his body is in space. So when he paints, he feels his body.
Jason Hamaker owns Lost Origins Gallery. He says showing Charles's art was a no-brainer.
I'm a father, I've got 2 kids, and I was like, this is a really interesting opportunity just to see. And then I saw the artwork, I was like, oh my God, this is insane.
In his Maryland basement, Charles paints with the help of an instructor who opens the paint. Each painting represents a chapter of Charles' story. He writes the captions and poems that go with the exhibit, tapping on a letterboard with the help of a communication specialist. Co-curator Sarah Tangi reads one of them.
My speech glows like the sun, highest things, my words.
Charles says through using his letterboard, he hopes people who see his art get curious. Just coming to my show has the tiny potential to challenge assumptions on how non-speaking folks truly don't sit in silence on the inside. A recent study in the journal Autism reports people often underestimate the literacy of non-speaking teens and adults.
What do you want people to know about Charles and perhaps other people who are non-speaking?
I want them to know that they're inside, that they are God's creation, as Charles says. I am that I am. I am God's creation. And they're no lesser, they're not disabled, they are human.
And as you can see, they have something to say through the art of a conversation. Expect to see and hear more from Charles Lenny Lunn. His mom is working on publishing a book of 100 of his paintings, messages, and poems from the past decade. Well, the simple fun of hitting the dance floor with a good friend. It might not seem like a big thing, but moments like this build memories filled with joy. It's a feeling everyone deserves. And with these friendships, Best Buddies is making it happen. The Good Side's Sawyer Bussey introduces us to Hannah and Martha.
There are simple things we need to live full lives. One of them, friendship. but the kind of friendships where people show up for each other, regardless of what you've got going on. Where people show up because they want to. Where people become buddies. That's what's happening here.
Martha's brought a lot of joy into my life that I didn't realize I was missing.
She is amazing. She is like that I have someone in the corner, and I can always know that I'm going to be loved always, instantly.
Best Buddies is a program that's been around for the last 50 plus years.
Best Buddies is a global nonprofit, and our mission is to provide friendship programs, jobs, and living, along with family support for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
I may have Down syndrome, but I have UP syndrome.
They have programs all over Metro Atlanta. Best Buddies works with people from grade school to college and adulthood. They even have a living space where Martha lives.
All right, people, so I'm going to show you around my amazing place.
Sometimes individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities don't have the same opportunities as other individuals to, join friend groups, to join teams, to join school programs, to have jobs and careers that they're excited about, to find places to live that fits their needs. So our organization works with the individuals to make sure that we can provide all the access to all those things.
Best Buddies is active in all 50 states and has international programs as well. And many celebrities are part of Best Buddies, including actor Pierce Brosnan, supermodel Cindy Crawford, and super chef Guy Fieri. Next on The Good Side, she's pushing 90 and proving she's still got it.
Here I am, 88, and I'm getting all this attention. What woman doesn't like attention?
How an unexpected discovery revealed her glamorous past. You're watching The Good Side. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Good Side. A worker at a popular tourist attraction in Missouri was just cleaning up when he found a long-lost picture of a beautiful woman. His curiosity got the best of him, and he set out to find her, even though that picture was snapped almost 7 decades ago. The Good Side's Chad Pleen introduces us to the former model who's now regaining her 15 minutes of fame.
As soon as you enter Silver Dollar City, you go past a desk for Marvel Cave Tours. For 131 years, people have descended to see the delicate history. Speaking of history,
we were cleaning out our break room the week before we opened. We come in a week early before the season starts, get things cleaned up, and there sits a box that I've never gone through.
Inside, these 2 black and white pictures from 1958 of a model promoting the cave.
The Herschend family, they were good at labeling things. And it says Nancy Tucker, a model from Springfield, Missouri. And that's all the information I needed right there.
Corey put the photos and her name on his Facebook page, hoping to find the missing Missouri model.
I was getting messages from people saying, this girl, she's still around. She's full of spunk.
Here I am, 88, and I'm getting all this attention. What woman doesn't like attention?
Nancy Rule was hired a few years before Silver Dollar City officially opened to promote the new train cars at Marvel Cave. Her payment? A lifetime pass.
And I washed it in the washing machine with one of my kids' clothes. And I still have it, but it's all wrinkled up and not so fancy.
The promotions were in magazines and postcards promoting the Herschend's beautiful cave.
My dad would buy every one of them.
Did he not want anybody else to have them?
That's a good question, Chad. I'm not quite sure. I don't think I'd like it. My daughter was on the back of something like that.
Yeah. Nancy got the marvelous Marvel Cave job thanks to her previous job.
All brought to you by Florette Gum and Florette Mints.
Nancy Rule was a model for Ozark Jubilee. Just a few months after graduating high school, the show's founder, Cy Simon, saw Nancy working in a carpet store in downtown Springfield.
He said, would you go with me when you get off work out to KY3 and see what you look like on camera? At that point in my life, I was very photogenic. Mm-hmm. So I got the job.
Hi, Nancy. Here, friends, is another pretty reminder.
I think I got $25 every time I held that sign up.
When Ozark Jubilee went off of national TV, that's when Nancy got the job at Marvel Cave, and shortly thereafter called it a career. But recently, she went back to Silver Dollar City to meet the man who revived her career, even if it was for only a couple of mere minutes.
It made my day. It made my day when I saw Nancy show up one day.
And I was like queen for the day. It just seemed like I'm that person that always found themselves in the right place at the right time. Just always be open to something that might come your way.
So here's another fun story about Nancy. When she was working on Ozark Jubilee, she met the legendary singer Brenda Lee, known for her song Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. Lee was an up-and-coming singer at the time. She told Nancy she liked her high heels, so Nancy gave them to her. We just saw how pictures can freeze moments in time, and some allow us to reflect on how far we've come. From motherhood to the military to surviving breast cancer, Jessica Hilton is proud of where she is now, and the Empowerment Project helps her showcase that strength. The photographer behind this program tells me he was inspired by a very special woman in his own life. One click at a time.
1, 2, 3.
One pose at a time.
Turn the head, look that way.
Photographer Brian Silver of Northern Virginia isn't just taking photos, he's helping build self-esteem.
It's when they look at the photo and first thing out their mouth, oh, that's me. I didn't know that I can look like that. And I think at that point, that's when the confidence starts coming.
This photo shoot is part of what's called the Empowerment Project. The Air Force veteran turned photographer is snapping photos for free for women who've been through life-shattering events.
You've been through hell.
I have. It was definitely an emotional roller coaster. Worst 2 years of my life, but I'm still here.
Jessica Hilton is surviving stage 3 breast cancer. The mom of 2 served in the military, was stationed in Afghanistan, and says fighting cancer was far tougher.
When I just went for my recent checkup, he was actually surprised that I'm still alive, and he's like, we actually didn't think you were gonna make it.
Here we go. Very nice.
Silver has been snapping her journey ever since. He's photographed 300 people. Some are domestic violence or sex trafficking survivors. Others, like Jessica, have battled cancer or other illnesses.
I want to be that person that's at the end of the storm that can kind of capture you and remind you of not only who you were, but what you have became.
Silver says his passion to empower women comes from his role model, his grandmother who raised him.
For me, it started at a young age, and I credit all that to my grandmother. You know, nonprofits giving back. So I credit everything I do today because of her.
I was a little nervous the first shoot, but he definitely made me feel very confident. When I got my pictures back, I was like, that's me. I was like, I look like a damn goddess. I was like, I didn't know I could look like that. And he's like, yeah, it's you.
Jessica says the pictures help tell the story of what she's been through and what she's becoming. She found bodybuilding as a way to channel her energy towards something positive. Now she does it competitively.
She is more confident, more comfortable in front of the lens. And she's made me a better person, too.
You can take my tatas, you can take my hair, but you will never take my fight. And I live by that, because no one's going to take my fight away.
Words to live by. Next on The Good Side, it's not play money. This is the real deal. Right now, they are running booths. One day, these kids could be CEOs. Valuable lessons are in action at the Children's Entrepreneur Market. You're watching The Good Side. Good news, good stories, good vibes. Welcome back to The Good Side. Budgets, profits, and the value of hard work. That's what kids are learning, along with priceless life lessons. The Good Side's Anna Katayama is in Portland, Oregon, to take us shopping at the Children's Entrepreneur Market.
You know, every kid wants to at one point have a lemonade stand.
From a distance, it might look like any other craft market, but this one features products made and sold by kids.
What you selling?
So these are little wool bunnies.
The kids show up with items as widely varied as their imaginations.
I've got organic strawberries.
pick something here. It's very cheap. I think our highest price is 75 cents.
Tessa Millinger took care of the customers who wanted lemonade.
It's made out of real lemons, not just the powder kind, you know.
The Children's Entrepreneur Market sets up shop in communities throughout the region. The program started in 2017 in Utah. It's sold out for 5 years straight and now has plans to expand to all 50 U.S. states by the end of this year.
Great way for kids to get involved in community, to kind of get outside their own comfort zone. A lot of work they have to put on the back end, which I feel like maybe kids aren't getting that much experience of having to put in work. So just so much value I think the kids get out of it.
Parents are urged to take a back seat so that kids ages 5 to 17 can learn about entrepreneurship, innovation, and leadership.
It's very cool because they get to express their own art and then sell it and then do it the way they want to do it.
Those are 75 cents a piece. So thank you. Here's your bag.
During a time when passive media consumption can take up a whole lot of a kid's time.
18, 19, and 20.
The market hopes to provide experiences that build the kids' abilities and confidence.
Lemonade's $1.
$1. Now that's a deal.
Market organizers say the community has been welcoming, nurturing, and supportive, showing up in large numbers to buy items from the kids. It costs about $25 to rent a booth space, and most kids are taking home a profit.
It's just a really good time for them to get some experience, some real world experience, and have some fun. They love it.
Next on The Good Side, she is a proud grandmother to the dogs in her neighborhood.
You take care of it and you love it, and then you give it back and you don't have any problems.
What inspired her to set out on a new path in life? You are watching The Good Side. We'll be right back.
For the first time then, I really was lonely. It was the first time in 55 years I had lived alone.
She's a woman who understands loss. Not long after her husband passed away, Liz Schick's other faithful companion, her dog Chloe, died. She could have easily felt sorry for herself, but Liz did something different. The Good Side's Joe Carroll shows us how her love of dogs gave her a new sense of purpose.
Oh, hi, you're cute too.
At the South Burlington Dog Park, it's a place for dogs to run free.
You ready to go, you guys?
And for humans to reflect what their pets mean to them.
Joy, distraction.
Friendship, loyalty.
Brings joy. Brings joy.
What do you think, Lula, huh?
Liz Schick finds joy in Jericho.
Good girl.
She's a doting dog sitter.
So I love all my grand dogs.
This week, taking care of 16-and-a-half-year-old Lula.
Lula is greatly loved.
Liz has a handful of dogs she sits for. Lula is her oldest.
I don't know. I love them all. I really do.
Truth be told, her favorite dog that she owned was her last, Chloe. They both were there for Larry, Liz's husband, as his health declined.
She was with me through the ordeal, and luckily, we were able to spend the last 4 or 5 days with him at the respite house, which was just wonderful.
Larry died shortly after that.
We sort of waited for him to walk into a room, and after 6 or 7 months of that, she and I said, you know what, we can't do this anymore.
She sold the condo in Colchester, and the two of them moved to Essex.
But this is where all my doggies are. That was Chloe when she was a puppy. Her toes were always painted. She was so elegant.
But a year later,
Good time.
Chloe passed away.
For the first time then, I really was lonely. It was the first time in 55 years I had lived alone. I was really stressed. And so when I'd go for walks, anybody with a dog passing by, I would stop and I would pet and I'd give treats. And
A new puppy would be too much for the now 84-year-old. An older dog, she says, would most likely need expensive vet bills, and the thought of another dog dying was too much. That's when she thought of dog sitting.
you know, you take care of it and you love it, and then you give it back and you don't have any problems.
Along with dog sitting, she found the time to self-publish a book.
So it wasn't so much therapeutic as it was fun.
Dogs I Have Known Briefly, or, well, a mature woman's adventure?
Yes, I didn't want to say old lady.
Liz writes about what they've meant to her.
It serves to remind us that it's never too late to find a renewed purpose.
Back to Lula.
Whoops, we collapse a little bit, but then we keep going. That's guts.
A metaphor for all.
We're not going to give up.
It's just incredible. That's it for us. I hope we brought you some stories that made you think and made you smile this half hour. The Good Side, real stories that inspire, uplift, and remind us that even in the tough times, there's always another side, the good side. See you back here next week. Have a great day.